The book of Malachi, chapter 1, starting at verse 4, and it reads, Whereas Edom saith, We are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai of hosts, They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. I want to start off by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to Call Elohim La Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem HaKodash. I want to say double honors to the elders, to the apostles that taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but whom subscribe to this truth. To you, I say Shalom. This is the brother Yahusap, and I'm coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit and through the power of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai. This lesson is in regards to, it's inspired through the Spirit. These videos that I was seeing by this particular YouTuber, so, pretty much going into, the wiles of the devil, his schemes, plots, plans. Ephesians chapter 6 talks about the wiles of the devil, his inventions, his plans, then his craftiness, then what's that? Micah chapter 2 talks about the work of evil on his bed, roughly paraphrased. So the devil is always plotting and planning and scheming, and he has a particular endeavor that he's trying to bring to fruition, which is ultimately the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That he's just using this devil to bring about and bring forth upon the earth. So, that being said, it's a couple videos because, we can see where, society's headed because you got the hidden masters behind it. The scriptures tell you in the book of Job, chapter 9, that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And, you have a nation of people behind the scenes directing, the direction of, the country as well as the world, because you got to understand the system that they're trying to put in place is going to be a global system, That's why you have the term NWO, New World Order. So without further ado, I'm going to say fair use, fair use. Say fair use, Copyright Act. I'm not profiting off of this. I'm just playing the video and lining up certain things mentioned in the video with scriptures. Lord willing, is edifying.
We're subsidizing Canada to the tune of over $100 billion a year. We're subsidizing Mexico for almost $300 billion.
Okay, so let's look at the word subsidy. Because, you got subsidized housing, but does everyone understand what the word subsidy means? So subsidize is just a simple Google search. It says subsidize, support organization or activity financially. It was beyond the power of a state to subsidize a business. Second definition, it says pay part of the cost of producing something to reduce price for the buyer. The government subsidizes basic goods including sugar, petroleum, and wheat. So ultimately it's to support financially. So he said they're supporting not only Canada, but also Canada, but not only Canada, but Mexico as well. So
We shouldn't be subsidizing. Why are we subsidizing these countries? If we're going to subsidize them, let them become a state. We're subsidizing Mexico, and we're subsidizing Canada, and we're subsidizing many countries all over the world. And all I want to do is I want to have a level, fast, but fair playing field.
As always, you are now tuned in to another episode of the Truth Zone. As always, this is your host, Truth Seeker here. And before I get into today's show, I would ask that you please take time out of your day to hit the like button, comment down below, and if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you very much. And Donald Trump is once again talking about how Canada should merge with the United States, should become the 51st state. And I find it very interesting the time that he posted this on his Truth Social. He posted this at 3:23 a.m. Eastern Time. And it's very interesting indeed because 3 a.m. is associated with the witching hour. Also 323, you got that 33 in there.
No, I learned the same thing when coming up. Never really understood it. Certain, how like Jake got those superstitions. Don't get swept by a broom. Don't split the pole. Certain things like that. But at the hours, I've always noticed that you would see strange things. Until a brother broke it down, and you come to find out, in the scriptures, it's considered the fourth watch. So, and that's the time frame when our big brother, our Lord and Savior, did a lot of miracles.
So this is just more truth in plain sight. And you have so many people who follow after Donald Trump saying, oh, we are winning. This is a great thing indeed that's happening. And, oh, he's also just joking. He's just kidding. Anytime that he mentions this, he's just trolling. And people can say whatever they will. And they can say, oh, he's just joking. He's just kidding. But this has been talked about for quite some time about this potentially being a reality with Canada, the United States, and Mexico merging together to become one. And this all ties into their agenda. This all ties into their plan. Even you have Eric Trump posting 51st state, Canada. This is not a laughing matter. This is not a joke. This is not a troll. But this is part of the New Order agenda. This is part of the North American Union agenda that has been talked about for years. So they can say, oh, Donald Trump.
No, I've heard of that same exact thing. They say it's theoretical, or it was just like, he's saying in jest, but, theoretically. But now this makes more sense than ever. And then when you go into, like they said, pretty much it would be one currency for those three countries, which would be called the Amero or something along those lines, But we know that they're coming to a time where they're not going to use a physical currency. So what type of currency could be used to interlock all those states, especially when you have because you got to understand, they're trying to bring everything into one. And this whole ideology, this whole this plan isn't anything new. When you go into the scriptures in the book of Genesis, it talks about something along the lines similar. It's the book of Genesis chapter 11 and verse 1, and it reads, and the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east, and they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. Or brutally. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, go to, let us build us a city and a tower whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men built. And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have one Salaki, and they have all one language, and this they began to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, and they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth. And from thence did the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. And you haven't, I mean, you know, in the book of Maccabees, the same thing applied, with Antiochus. So this isn't the first time, that they tried to, you had man trying to create a system, where, everybody was up under one accord, one ideology, one system. When the Lord is a separatist, that's why you had every country or every nation, rather, having their own allotted land. God has a chosen people which are Kodash. Kodash meaning separate, meaning holy.
Trump is just kidding around all that they want. The Trump beast can also say, oh, we are just winning, man. That's all that this is about. It's about winning. But no, there is more to this than me.
Our borders remain porous, so porous that 3 million illegal aliens entered this country last year, nearly all of them from Mexico. Now, incredibly, a panel sponsored by the Council on Foreign Relations wants the United States to focus not on the defense of our own borders, but rather create what effectively would be a common border that includes Mexico and Canada. Christine Romans has the report.
On Capitol Hill, testimony calling for Americans to start thinking like citizens of North America and treat the U.S., Mexico, and Canada like one big country.
The best way to secure the United States today is not at our two borders with Mexico and Canada, but at the borders of North America as a whole. You and I were both lied to since childhood. We were told since we were her age that we had to save up cash for North America as a whole.
That's the view in a report called Building a North American Community. It envisions a common border around the U.S., Mexico, and Canada in just 5 years, a border pass for residents of the three countries, and a freer flow of goods and people.
Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, and verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So, they made the statement of border pass. So they want to combine all three states, because all three states' economies are hurting, and pretty much America's is the one fitting the bill for Canada and Mexico. So why not combine along with all these other countries that's hurting right now? Combine it. You got what's going on in France right now. France economy is shot. Japan or China, which one I can't remember, but China just had like a stock market crash. Like a lot of these economies are on teeter-tottering to the point of failure. Even America is not too far behind. But that shows you the strength of the American dollar. But, I mean, again, I watched this economist named John Williams. He was going to, and the crazy part is he's not from here, but he's been buying property here. And long story short, I mean, I go to the steel yard quite often, at least once a week. And I didn't know that all those, major companies that you thinking are doing well, he like they're doing poor. So, major things are happening. But what kind of pass will allow you to keep up with that many citizens? Because you got to think about it. It's at least 300, if not a little bit, we'd say 350 million as an estimate of individuals living in America. Now, when you combine that with Canada and Mexico, how will you keep track of all those people? You guessed it if you're in the spirit, and if you're not, then, but best believe it'll have to be something physical. Paperwork ain't just gonna do.
Task Force member Robert
Hell,
Pastor.
the migrants ain't even got paperwork.
What we hope to accomplish by 2010 is a common external tariff, which will mean that goods can move easily across the border.
And that's another testament to showing you how long they've been debating and trying to do this, because he's saying 2010. It's 2024 going on 2025.
We want a common security perimeter around all of North America so as to ease the travel of people within North America.
Buried in 49 pages of recommendations from the task force, the brief mention we must maintain respect for each other's sovereignty. But security experts say folding Mexico and Canada into the U.S. is a grave breach of that sovereignty.
That's enough. Now I want to play this one.
You will never procrastinate again once you understand this. Because psychologists have recently discovered that the real reason why you procrastinate is not due to
people. Task Force member Robert Pastor.
They said that publicly. President Trump is the man.
An independent Greenland, free from Denmark, would be unable to resist coercive extraction of the kind practiced by China and Russia. The U.S. can offer an option
This is a separate video by the same individual, and he's talking about pretty much the same subject.
that preserves Greenland's sovereignty while protecting it from malign actors. So how much should he offer Denmark for Greenland?
Well, look, I think that Greenland's going to be independent one way or the other. They said that publicly. President Trump is the master deal maker, and there's an extraordinary opportunity here to make the deal of a century, to bring Greenland into what's called free association with the United States. They have their own independence, their own foreign policy, but we will take care of their defense and their security, and it'll ensure that China and Russia and other adversaries don't exploit the natural resources and the other strategic location that Greenland provides. So this is a unique opportunity, and only President Trump, I think, can bring it about.
Well, it's a beautiful place, no question about that, and its strategic importance cannot be understated. However, one Danish member of parliament said, "Nice fantasy, but forget it." Alex, good to talk to you. Thank you.
There's 41 million Canadians, basically the population of California, sitting on the world's largest amounts of all resources, including the most important, energy and water. Canadians, over the holidays, the last 2 days, have been talking about this. They want to hear more. And so, there's obviously a lot of issues, more details, but what this could be is the beginning of an economic union. Think about the power of combining the two economies, erasing the border between Canada and the United States, and putting all that resource up to the northern borders where China and Russia are knocking on the door. So secure that, give a common currency, figure out taxes across the board,
He said a common currency. Book of Revelations, chapter 13, and verse, I'm going to start at verse 15, and it reads, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast," which we know the image of the beast because we know the beast is, the ancient Roman Empire, but, revised or, healed, which is NATO and the EU, with America or Babylon the Great riding the beast, which is the great whore, which Babylon the Great is the great whore. And the image of the beast is that Roman system of rule, that Roman ideology You know, when you see it in play today with the architecture, with their philosophies, the gladiatorial games, all just the Roman way of life. And again, I've been bringing out lately about how you've had not only Donald Trump, but Elon Musk make statements about Elon Musk even went as far as to say that America is the new Rome. It says that he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many will not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So if you're not of the elect, if you're not written in the Lamb's book of life, you are going to succumb to the pressure of the system. And think about it. Look at how many people folded with just the jump shot. Well, they setting up scenarios where it's going to be way more difficult than that. They gave out stimulus. This time they may not. You got goofy ass black ass nigga, like the elder said, black ass nigga sitting up here still waiting on the fourth stimulus. Donald Trump been out of office for how many years? Niggas still waiting on the fourth stimulus. Like, are you serious? So, yeah, they can make it difficult for you, but they can't force you. It's got to be your free choice. Like when I look at it like with the ideology of a vampire. You got to allow it in. Now, some people, you got people that do that to this day. I was listening to an elder say that. And they asked him a question, why you do it? And he came up with all these different answers, this and that and that and this. Yeah. Scriptures talk about let no man take your crown. So no, you can't use, because the Lord don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm looking back at my life and I'm like, damn, could I did something differently? But truly with my heart of hearts in my mind, I know this was supposed to play out the way it played out. For whatever reason, what I mean? It's a lot of things I be wanting to say, but I be wondering, do I say it? I'm looking at certain images that brothers be posting on their videos. And when I first seen this particular image, I'm like, damn, that look just like me. I'm like, real talk. Like the elders, a real talk. Well, seriously though, like, this is not a joke. Lord, may he put the spirit on all his elect. Well, the elect gonna get through it regardless, but, you got to pray for that too. The elect gonna be praying for that. He that is in the world, or how does it go? I'm butchering it. He that is in me is greater than he that is in the world, roughly paraphrase. Because the scriptures talk about how the world is given, the prince of the power of the air, That's that Ephesians chapter 2. I know I butchered that too, Salakia. But if you refuse and you not of the elect, because you're going to have elect members that are going to be martyred. They're going to have the spirit on them to be able to endure that. But, and I can only imagine. I mean, look at these people. These people don't know how to, go without anything. You got people that's struggling to financially, but still killing themselves. I know a woman right now that got grown-ass kids and sitting up there still trying to break her neck, baby, and them kids. And I'm just like, damn, she cool. But, Lord, just because you cool don't mean the Lord, Like, Lord care about if you the elect. He don't give a fuck about how cool you were. Like, how uncool you were, none of that. So that, I'm thinking to myself, like, she cool to the motherfucker. Just lightweight looked out through the Lord had her bless me lightweight. What's up? But at the same time, I'm thinking like you literally didn't complain. That's one thing about certain women too. Like they do the shit, but can't stop themselves from doing it, but then complain about it. Like, what the fuck you complaining about it? The difference between that is a man might not want to do it, but a man still get it done. He ain't gonna complain about it. Woman doing it, but she complaining the whole time. Who was that? That was just like that joke that Chris Rock made. Talking about doing fellatio, but literally act like you don't want to do it. Like, bitch, I didn't even know they made y'all anymore. You know, like, who doesn't give fellatio? Well, he said, who don't give head? Salakia, I just went off, went left a little bit, but, saw to the good. I'm back. Back in Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. So pretty much everybody, you got small or great. So if you got a low stature in the society, to if you known, on the upper echelons of society where people know who you are and idolize you. And you already see that too. If you got the eyes to see, you see how they shut down Hollywood. The motherfuckers up there. You see how everybody that you think got it don't got it. You know what I mean? But you had certain individuals been, bring that out. Make that known. Like, you got people that be they be killing themselves to try to put up that. A nigga said that when I was locked up years ago. He was like, it ain't how much you got, it's how you make it look. Nigga look just like Too Short. I'll never forget it. But yeah, nigga said that. And I'm like, and it depends on your perspective. You know what I mean? Like, motherfucker, a person could take something that ain't expensive and make it look good, Or you can look at it like somebody pretty much faking it. You know what I mean? Me, myself, something expensive. Like, I like Timberlands not because of the fad, but Timberlands last. I like Nike shoes, not because of the fad or everybody wearing them, because Nike's last. Back in the day, the quality of the shoe, we paid for the quality of the shoe. Not, now everything is fucked up. I mean, recalls is going on. I just was watching something about that. It's about everything being recalled, all these different eggs. And I love eggs. So, and then out the blue, Taco Bell got all these chicken nuggets. Taco Bell just pop up out the blue at a time like this with chicken nuggets. You got a goofy ass black ass nigga gonna be smacking the shit out of them. Yeah. Says because of all, both small and great, rich and poor. So if you rich or if you poor, free and bond, if you free or if you incarcerated. And that's the spirit, because the elder was going into how they bringing out that program. If you was locked up, you can get released early if you go ahead and deal with that charagma. It says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Which ultimately leads back to that C-hip.
Everything trading both ways, create a new, almost EU-like passport. I like this idea, and at least half of Canadians are interested. The problem is the government's collapsing in Canada right now. Nobody wants Trudeau to negotiate this deal. I don't want him doing it for me, so I'm going to go to Mar-a-Lago. I'll start the narrative. The 41 million Canadians, I think most of them would trust me on this deal.
Welcome to another edition of the Truth Zone. As always, this is your host, Truth Seeker here. And I hope people are finally waking up and realizing what is going on now. This is all setting the stage for their one world order to be in place. You have people like Kevin O'Leary coming out now talking about how he wants to go to Mar-a-Lago to start the narrative about merging Canada with the United States and how they don't want Trudeau to be a part of this negotiation. And he even says, think about the power of combining the two economies, as you heard from the clip. And this is all setting the stage for the one world order. This is all setting the stage for the end times, the end of days, the mark of the beast. And Kevin O'Leary is part of the club. This is why he constantly can be seen flashing the same hand signs and the same symbols like the rest of these people, like Trump does, like all of these other celebrities do. The way they continue to flash the 666 hand sign over and over and over again and put it over their eye and everything else, because they are showing you how they are part of the club. This is by no accident. This is by no coincidence. This is done by design. They purposely take these photos in such a way to show that they are down with the club. So you have a Satanist like Kevin O'Leary talking about how he wants Canada and the United States to merge in a new currency. This is all setting the stage for the One World Order system. Their new system, their NWO system to be put into place. And no, I'm not talking about NWO like wrestling. But this is a script like wrestling because all of these people are puppets. All of these people are part of the same club. Trump, Biden, Obama, Bush, Kamala. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter which side of the spectrum that they are on. Democrat, Republican, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, it is wings of the same bird. That's what it all boils down to at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, politics are nothing more than a selection. They select certain people at certain times to push certain agendas. And Trump was carefully selected for the 47th presidential selection because 47 ties into Freemasonry. And this is also why you have Trump talking about this new golden age. And now you have all of this talk about Canada merging with the United States. And this started out as a joke, supposedly. At least that's what all of the MAGA crowd said anyway. They were like, oh, he's joking. Just like this right here, he even posted about how Bill Gates wants to meet with him at Mar-a-Lago. But I guess that's another joke too, right? Ha ha ha. Just like the first time when Bill Gates met with Trump at Trump Tower. I mean, all of this stuff is a show. All of these people are part of the same club. And Trump is paving the way for the one world order. Trump is paving the way for the Antichrist system, the mark of the beast system. That's also what this all boils down to at the end of the day, because it's one big club. And look at this, Trump's buddy, Elon Musk, raises $6 billion from BlackRock, NVIDIA, AMD, and others. Wow. So loving, so kind. It's almost as if all of these people are part of the same club and you are watching a script being played out. You have all of these Christians falling for the illusion of Trump. They think that Trump is a good guy. They think that Trump is going to make everything better, make everything right again, make America great again. When in reality, Trump is part of the club just like Elon, just like the rest of these people. And they are all in it together, and they are all paving the way for the mark of the beast system to be put into place.
So, you got some people that sleep clearer than others. Scriptures talk about, I've never heard this man mention Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua, but the Lord, scriptures talk about his flesh will pour out over all flesh. Scriptures talk about the tongues falling upon themselves, roughly paraphrase. So, they're going to tell on each other, you know what I mean? You got such thing called insiders. But with all that being said, if they bring that to fruition as far as the North American trade or the North American Union, that just makes sense that they would implement a digital system, But, the scriptures tell you that, the Lord's going to allow them to, pretty much set this plan in motion, but, it's going to fail ultimately. It's the book of Job, chapter 20, and verse 19, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away a house which he buildeth not, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. Who is the he? Esau Edom. Because You know, it tells you in Micah chapter 2 again about how he covered fields and take them with violence. You know, he wants what the next man has because again, he's the most covetous man on the planet. You know, the Lord allotted each nation land, but this devil, you know, look at NATO now. You know, like look at Alexander the Great. It's a famous quote that they say he got to the point of conquering so much, and his soldiers got tired of pretty much waging warfare that they pretty much stopped wanting to follow him, and he wept. You know, that's how bloodthirsty this devil is. You know, look at NATO right now. That whole issue of why, you got Babylon the Great and America and NATO, or Babylon the Great, America and NATO bumping heads with Putin, which is another group of Edomites, is because they're trying to expand. Just like ancient Rome did. When you take the time to really follow these people, and like you can see who they are. Just like recently, it's in the news, they're talking about they're declaring the bald eagle the bird for America, which that's symbolic of a lot of different things. It's symbolic of showing you who this man really is, the son of perdition being revealed, but it's also like a war banner, because we all know that the fucking American eagle been the whole thing, the whole symbol of America. Fuck out of here. That's why you got an eagle on the American silver eagle. You got a fucking eagle on it. They're like, says verse 20, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desire. He shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left. There shall no man look for his goods. Verse 22, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. So he gonna pretty much be able to get this thing started because they got the infrastructure in place. You got places where people are micro C-hip. That's why you had certain places that didn't have to lock down during the CV. Which you got something else coming. I mean, they pushing this BIRD flu too hard, too heavy. Come on, now they talk about it's contaminating the food sources from the dog food to the human food. And this will fuck a lot of people up. They lock down right now when everybody is fucked up. Lord willingly do it like that. Verse 22 again, it says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him, which basically breaks down to the laborer. And Babylon the Great, aka America, is pretty much was founded by, these Edomites really didn't establish anything. They didn't build anything. You got to remember, so-called blacks don't get any credit for anything. Mexicans, you'll have Issachar get offended when they say that Issachar build a lot of shit here. They do a lot of work. He is hired, But at the same time, you got to remember, this place was founded off of Judah. You had slaves built the fucking White House. People forget about that part. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. Now, iron weapon goes into the ICBM, the Intercontinental Ballistic Missile, that's going to totally eradicate this place. And like I said, that's why you seeing Putin in that spirit of, that warlike, roused up warlike spirit. So, I think I got enough. This work of Isaiah chapter 13. Because again, this devil wants to bring everybody, and he what's that? Habakkuk chapter 2. He wants to himself all people. So he wants everybody to be joined onto him. But if you joined onto him when the Lord come back, it's gonna be a penalty. This is Isaiah chapter 13 and verse. I'm gonna start at verse 11. And I will punish the world. Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 11. I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And we know who the wicked are. You know, scripture in the book of Malachi chapter 1, which I read earlier, talks about Esau, Edom being the border of wickedness. You know, now our people are wicked, but you got people of our nation that are wicked. But you have a nation of people that are the wicked. I'm going to re-say that again. I'm going to not rephrase, but I'm going to repeat that again. You got people of our nation that are wicked, but you got a nation of people that are the wicked. And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. And our people are proud, 2/3 of the nation of Israel, because they're going to refuse to hearken and turn back to the Lord, as well as Esau, Edom. You know, scriptures talk about Esau, Edom being proud, you know, in the book of Obadiah. You know, and that's another thing they have in common with that eagle, because an eagle is the highest flying bird. So it's proud, you know, just like Esau, Edom was able to take down, you know, us as a nation, you know, the southern and northern kingdom. They was able to accomplish a lot, but not through their own will, but through the will of the Heavenly Father, whose true name in the Paleo Hebrew is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Yahweh meaning he is, he exists, or he to be. Ba'ashem meaning in the name. Yahushai meaning he saves or he deliverer. True names of the Most High God and the Son, who you ignorantly call God and Jesus Christ, whose true name in the Paleo Hebrew is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. And I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. You know, when you go into the history, Ophir was pretty much the name of the land over here in America. This pretty much this region of land. You know, but not just any man is going to be more precious than fine gold. You know, it's going to be an elect man of the Lord. You know, a man that the Lord has deemed as, you know, and a man of the Lord is going to have wisdom and knowledge of the scriptures, because everything else is going to be, the carnality is going to be destroyed, burnt up. That's why the elder made a video. I was just listening to the elder video. He was like, you know, when they mandate this shit, that's when you got to, you know, leave the world behind. You try to come back to get any little thing might be your death. You gotta remember, we on people's radar. They watching us. Verse 13, therefore will I shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. You know, because what's going to shake the earth? What the Lord going to use to shake the earth? He's going to use those ICBMs, the intercontinental ballistic missiles, those nuclear weapons. Verse 14, and it shall be as the chase roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone into his own land. So when this devil was found out, because the scriptures talk about the son of perdition being revealed, when everybody realized, oh, this nigga's the cause of this shit, this man gonna be on the run. He's gonna be backpedaling, backstepping, trying to run, and he gonna be as a chase. You know what a chase roe is? You know, you got deer and you got roe. And when a roe is startled, it runs, you know. And they gonna be on his ass. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through. Everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. So all y'all that choose to partake into this system with these heathens and with Esau, Edom, the devil, you know, especially 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed with him. So with that, I'm going to end the lesson. If you're so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the laws, to the statutes, and to the commandments of your power, whose true name in the Paleo Hebrew is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, or you will be destroyed. And with that, I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to call Allah Yimla Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and to the apostles of the great millstone who do teach and rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and the Akwat out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, subscribing to the truth. To you, I say shalom. Till next time, Lord willingly. Shalom, shalom. Kwam Yashar Allah. Mawat Lababah.